My goodness, the storylines continue to write themselves. Oh my goodness, Angel Reese's fans. Me.
Did you see what Nike just did in Chicago? They put up a massive Caitlin Clark billboard right in Angel Reese's backyard. Can you believe the audacity? It's like they're saying Clark runs this town now and Reese is old news. But here's where it gets really interesting. The internet is going crazy over this. Some fans are loving it, while others are furious. You won't leave the memes and reactions flooding social media right now. It's a full-on war between Clark and Reese supporters, and we're about to break it all down for you.
So it looked like Caitlin Clark has a billboard that has sparked outrage in downtown Chicago.
You're not going to believe this, but Nike just pulled off the marketing move of the century in downtown Chicago. Picture this: not one but two massive billboards featuring none other than Caitlin Clark. And get this, they're just a stone's throw away from where Angel Reese plays. Talk about making a statement.
My goodness. It seems that Nike has now gotten involved in the trolling of Angel Reese, as they have decided to put a billboard in Chicago right down the road from where Angel Reese plays.
Now you might be thinking, what's the big deal about a couple of billboards? But trust me, this isn't your average ad campaign. Nike's marketing team must have been feeling extra spicy when they cooked up this plan. They didn't just go big, they went gigantic. We're talking about billboards so huge you can probably see them from space.
My God, that's a huge billboard. There's two of them. There's two of them. That's really good. That's really, really good. And funny. It's hilarious.
But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just about showcasing a rising star. Nike's playing Ford chess here, leveraging the intense rivalry between Clark and Reese. Remember all that drama from the 2023 NCAA tournament? Well, Nike sure hasn't forgotten, and they're using it to fuel the fire. Next voice. Now let's break this down. Why Chicago? Why now? It's not just a random choice. Chicago is the biggest market in the Midwest, and Nike knows exactly what they're doing. They're tapping into Clark's skyrocketing popularity and making sure everyone, and I mean everyone, knows who's running the show in women's basketball right now.
Of course, it goes on to talk about they have been linked together since the 2023 NCAA tournament. This sparked outrage from Clark's fan base, including Barstool Sports, calling Reese a piece of you-know-what. And that was, of course, the pointing at the finger and the taunting.
Can you imagine being Angel Reese right now? You're driving to practice, minding your own business, and bam, there's your rival's face, larger than life, staring down at you from not one but two billboards. It's like Nike just redecorated the city in Caitlin Clark's image. Talk about a power move. Next voice. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about Reese Clark anymore. Nike's sending a message to the entire WNBA. They're basically saying, hey, there's a new sheriff in town, and her name is Caitlin Clark. It's like they've just redrawn the battle lines in women's basketball. You've got to wonder what was going through Nike's head when they came up with this. Were they trying to start a war, make a statement, or maybe they're just riding the Caitlin Clark hype train all the way to the bank? Whatever their reasoning, one thing's for sure, they got everyone talking.
Look at this. This is fantastic. I saw this and was like, oh, this is really good. It's really good. Nike unveils Caitlin Clark billboard in city where Angel Reese's team is based, inciting mockery from fans. No, you don't.
Now let's talk about the impact this billboard is having on the WNBA landscape. It's not just an ad, it's a seismic shift in the power dynamics of the league. Nike's essentially crowning Clark as the new face of women's basketball. And they're doing it right in the heart of a city that's closely associated with Angel Reese. Next voice.
Nike unveiled its latest billboard in Chicago this week at 157 West Chicago Ave. The billboard is 3.5 miles from the Wintrust Arena, home to the Chicago Sky and Clark's rival, Angel Reese. Is it really a rivalry? I don't know.
I know we've been having our hardship with Nike pretty much this whole off season. A lot of people ain't been feeling Nike what they've been doing pretty much with Caitlin Clark and releasing her shoe and other things. Where to tell you, look like they got some right for a change, because they have placed a CN Clark billboard in downtown Chicago. But here's something to chew on. What does this mean for the other players in the league? Nike is not just promoting Clark, they're setting her apart from the pack. It's like they're saying, sure, there are other great players out there, but Clark, she's in a league of her own. And let's not forget about the fans. Social media is probably exploding right now. We got Clark's supporters riding high while Reese's fans are probably feeling the sting. It's like Nike just poured gasoline on an already blazing rivalry. So, yeah, a lot of people, of course, making jokes, enemy territory. Yeah, my God, that's hilarious. It really is. Oh snap, Angel has to be seething. Oh, that is funny. Remember when we said social media was probably exploding? Well, that was an understatement. The internet isn't just on fire, it's a full-blown inferno. You think you've seen fan wars before? This Clark-Reese showdown is rewriting the playbook. How bad has it gotten? Let's just say some of these tweets make the billboard look tame. The placement of the billboard taking up real estate in Reese's city sparked reaction from fans on social media due to their contentious history between the players. Many of Clark's fans have used the new billboard as an opportunity to mock and Reese. Caitlin Clark's fans are having an absolute field day.
Oh man, Nike with some world-class trolling on Angel Reese.
They're not just celebrating, they're going for the jugular. One fan went as far as to say Angel Reese is useless to women's basketball, then a ray gun to break dancing. Can you believe that? It's like they're not even trying to hide their feelings anymore. The gloves are off and Clark's supporters are throwing haymakers left and right. Angel Reese is useless to women's basketball, then a ray gun to break dancing. Oh no, we've got ray gun slander on a Friday morning. I will not stand for ray gun slander. She was forced into retirement after the backlash from her performance at the Olympic Games last year. But here's where it gets really interesting. Angel Reese's fans aren't taking this lying down, they're clapping back hard, and some of these responses are wild. We're talking memes, tweets, and posts that are flying faster than a Clark three-pointer. Some are hilarious, sure, but others, they're downright brutal. One commenter didn't hold back. I got to tell you guys, I'm laughing. I'm laughing harder and harder at her fans. I mean, we are really making her fans upset. Cry me a river, cry harder please. Not sure how Reese ever made the WNBA. She sucks. Ouch. That's the kind of burn that leaves a mark. Now, you might be wondering, how are Clark and Reese reacting to all this drama? Well, here's the kicker. They're both keeping it surprisingly cool. No direct shots, no Twitter fingers, nothing. But let me tell you, their silence is louder than any trash talk. It's got fans speculating like crazy. Are they secretly fuming, planning their next move? Or are they just sitting back and watching the chaos unfold? Seriously, so Angel Reese with sparrow's nest eyelashes. I can't take her seriously after watching the way she plays. But here's the real shocker. Some fans are taking this rivalry way too seriously. We're not just talking about heated debates anymore. No, we're in full-on conspiracy theory territory. Now you've got people cooking up wild accusations and spinning tales that would make a soap opera writer blush. It's like watching a real-time drama unfold on your phone screen. And trust me,
I know we've been having, our hardship with Nike pretty much this whole offseason. A lot of people ain't been feeling Nike, what they've been doing pretty much with Caitlin Clark and releasing her shoe and other things. We're to tell you, look like they got something right for a change, because they have placed a Caitlin Clark billboard in downtown Chicago.
Can't look away. Look, you had somebody on your show who literally pointed out you can't make a damn layup. I mean, she brought the joke to the podcast yet. She said she was going to help her, but literally calls her out on Angel's own show and points out the joke is real. You can't make a layup. So what are you going to do? This whole situation has turned into an all-out war between Clark and Reese supporters. It's not just about basketball anymore. Its personal fans are dissecting every move, every expression, even things that have nothing to do with the game. It's like they're looking for any excuse to keep this rivalry burning hot. Kayla Clark is immeasurably better at basketball than Angel Reese. I think we all know this. Again, Caitlin Clark is the huge A-list star, the Harrison Ford, back when Harrison Ford had that 20-year stretch of nothing but #1 movies domination. Star Wars Indiana, well, historic domination. Caitlin Clark, you're seeing it right here. Michael Jordan, right? And Angel Reese is sort of like a character actor, right? And you know what's crazy? This is exactly what Nike wanted. They knew dropping that billboard would be like tossing a match.
So, yeah, a lot of people, of course, making jokes, enemy territory. Yeah, my God, that's hilarious. It really is. Oh, snap. Angel has to be seething. That is fun.
Into a powder keg. Now they got everyone talking, tweeting, and taking sides. It's not just marketing, it's masterful manipulation of fan emotions. I say ain't no why they have to put a Caitlin Clark billboard in Angel City. And I'll be damned, they did they got not one billboard but two billboards right next to each other in downtown Chicago, guys. Forget everything you thought you knew about women's basketball. Because Caitlin Clark is completely changing the game, you might be thinking sure she's good, but is she really that special? Well, let me tell you, she's not just special. She's a phenomenon these women can't stand in Caitlin Clark. I don't give a damn what they say. They try to play nice. When they get asked directly, they can't stand her. They can't stand straight white girl getting love. They can't stand her. Let's break down why Clark isn't just another player. She's becoming the face of the entire sport. Remember when women's basketball was just a sideshow? Those days are over, and Clark is the reason why. But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark isn't just outshining her peers on the court. She's outperforming them in viewership too. Look, let's be real, alright, one byproduct of watching Caitlin Clark play is having to watch other players in this league. But here's the real game changer. Clark's appeal goes way beyond just basketball fans. She's bringing in a whole new audience to women's sports. And the numbers don't lie. Why people who've never watched a women's basketball game in their life are tuning in just to see Clark work her magic on the court. Wow, now what's crazy is that when Clark came to town, I think it was pretty loud there in Chicago. This is the footage right here. They was cheering for Caitlin Clark in Chicago. Let's rewind this back. 30-point game of the season. This is what Chicago enemy territory get this kind of salute. As she exits the game, this enemy territory, see this eye here, that's seen a lot of jerseys in downtown Chicago. Today, a lot of Kimmy territory. Maybe, just maybe, Chicago is one of Caitlin Clark's biggest markets. Now you might be wondering, what does this mean for the future of the WNBA? It's not just about one player. It's about a shift in the entire landscape. Clark is showing that women's basketball can be just as exciting, just as competitive, and just as worthy of attention as men's basketball. And that's huge. This is going to be history. It's like what I told her, that's pretty epic that we get to watch her, 'cause not a lot of games here in Dallas with somebody that big of a star. But here's where it gets really exciting. Nike knows they've struck gold with Clark. They're not just putting up billboards, they're positioning her as the central figure in promoting women's sports. Did you catch that Super Bowl ad featuring female athletes? Yeah, Clark was front and center. Nike's pulling out all the stops to make sure everyone knows who Caitlin Clark is. Yeah, that's hilarious. I mean, it really is. I will say this, Nike's not without its faults. Where the hell is that signature shoe at Caitlin Clark fans? Was signature shoe Nike's dropping
The placement of the billboard taking up real estate in Reese's city sparked reaction from fans on social media due to their contentious history between the players. Many of Clark's fans have used the new billboard as an opportunity to mock Angel